Check, check, check. What have I got going on here? Can you hear me? Check, 1, 2. Batterismo. Did I say that right? What's up? No, this is not the new room. This is the room I've been in. The new room is directly behind me. I don't have anything set up in there to do streaming. That's just for audio recording and video recording, not streaming. So I will be using that room for some videos, just not for this space. I think I knocked that camera. It's kind of crooked. I'll fix that later. Cameras am I using? Here, I'll do this. GH5, Panasonic GH5, Panasonic GH5S. I guess that's one step up. These are both, whatever you call it, the premium ones. These over here are, this is the GH2, this is the GH2. These are all owned by Drum Factory Direct. We have another GH2 that we use for product photography. These are the GH5s. I'm thinking about upgrading some of these lenses, namely this one, trying to drive me nuts. This one's kind of cool. I'm oversaturated at the moment. Let's bring that down a touch. This lens is dark, so I'm looking into upgrading the lenses. But these GH5s are awesome. So ideally I'd have 4 GH5s. That might be the next upgrade. Get all matching cameras with some better lenses. And they're not super expensive anymore. I think these GH2s are like a couple $100. You can probably get the body for your GH5 for like $500 now. They used to be like over $1,000. Yeah, so I upgraded my big room over there. If you haven't seen on my Instagram page, Mitch from Audimute came in on Monday morning. The Mack truck delivered a pallet. Mitch came in around 1, and by 7 o'clock we had that room done. We did the back wall behind me, not here, but the back wall behind the drums in the other room, and then the left wall we did with some cool design. The right wall has a snare rack on it, and I just temporarily put up a bunch of the extra panels that we had. But that's going to be, I think I'm going to put the absorption sheets that Audimute has. He said he has some black and white ones that'll match the theme over there. I'm going to hang on that wall. So the room is much tighter. It's a concrete rectangle, so cinder block. And it sounded good, but it was kind of hard to tame if I needed something a little bit more controlled. Now it's super punchy. Just like this room. This room is super punchy. What's up, Frisco? Happy Thanksgiving. I'll be heading out of town tomorrow for dinner and then back to play some gigs. So what I need to do on this stream today is work out these exercises that I'm writing for an article for Drum Factory Direct's new website, and also I'm going to include a version of this in the next episode of Drum Candy Podcast. So I figured why not stream it and test it on those of you who are logged in. So here's the concept. Using Flam taps and Flam mills to create melodic phrases based on syncopation patterns. Sounds like a lot, but here we go. I'm waiting for my new mic mute pedal to arrive. This original one is shot, the switcher's done. So don't get a Rolls mic switcher if you're doing any streaming. It's a little blue thing here with a button on it. I mean, 6 months, less than 6 months, that thing has died. I just ordered a radial, I think it's a radial, or maybe it's a whirlwind mute pedal. So that should be arriving today, but if you're gonna hear some poppings, I gotta turn this mic off and on. So let's use the pad. Flam taps. It's a review. If you don't know what a flam tap is, it is a flam, which a flam is a low grace note, high primary note, followed by a tap with the same hand. Flam tap, and then it goes to the opposite hand. Flam, tap, flam, tap, flam, tap. It's like a pendulum. Your hands are playing 3 notes per. So the flam, the tap, and then the grace note for the next one. Flam, so primary note, tap, and then you guys do the grace note. So 3 in a row. That's going to be one of our tools. The second tool is the flam de mille, which is a flam tap, but you add 2 singles at the end. So flam, tap, and then single, single. Right, right, left, right. And then it repeats with the other hand. Left, left, right, left. Flam, tap, single, single, flam, tap. So those are our 2 devices that we're going to use. So how do you play these things musically and melodically? I'm going to reference the classic Ted Reed progressive steps to syncopation for the modern drummer, the blue and white book. What's up, Connor? Happy Thanksgiving to you too. I feel like I've been eating turkey for the past week already. Crazy. I have, yeah, because we made a turkey breast that lasted just almost a week. Okay, so taking Ted Reed's syncopation, the first syncopation exercise, which is 1 and 3, 4, 1 and 3, 4, and 3, 4, 1 and 3, 4. Now what I'm going to do is anytime there's an 8th note, you play a flam tap. So anytime there's a quarter note, you play a flam de mille. So this is 8th, quarter, 8th, quarter, quarter, 8th, quarter, 8th, quarter, quarter. Skeleton, and 3, 4, 1 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 and 3, 4, 1. Try the other side. 1 and 3, 4, 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Connor says, I conceptualize singles create tension, doubles make it float, and flams create a pushing or pulling sensation. Yes, singles. I don't play a lot of singles when I'm trying to do anything fast for that reason. Like it's taxing. I always default to doubles. It's probably from years of marching band. They're just easier. Easier for me to keep track of the pulse too. Flams create a pushing or pulling sensation. Interesting. I think of flams as just creating a thicker sound. So 1 and 3, 4. 1 and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's hear it on an actual drum. I went through a bunch of options there. First thing I did was I just put a pulse underneath with both feet. Then I doubled the accents with the bass drum. By the way, I added a phase reverse, whatever you call it, attachment to my bass drum mic. I was realizing that the overhead and the bass drum were out of phase, and this little crappy mixer doesn't have a phase reversal, so, and the EAD10 and the bass drum mic were out of phase. So the solution was to put a little phase switch that just goes into the mic cable right before the microphone. So the low end should sound a lot better on the stream here. So anyway, I did bass drum doubling, then just moving the hands around. I had snare drum and rack tom was kind of a cool combination for building like sort of like kind of Steve Wright sounding combinations. Another thing I'm working on currently is, because I saw Matt Chamberlain at PASIC a couple weeks ago, and he has such a distinct hi-hat sound. Like I could tell it was him on the other side of the hallway. I could tell it was him. And I forgot that he keeps time with his left foot all the time, even when he's playing on the hi-hat. Which gives you all these cool syncopated, offbeat open hi-hat notes without having to think about it. So I'm trying to keep that going while doing the Flam stuff. So that's the first syncopated rhythm. The second one is just, you just chop the first quarter note off. So it becomes bump, 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 bump. 1, 2, and 1, 2, and 4. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4. Same rule. All the quarter notes are flammed mills. All the eighth notes are flam taps. So now combine bar 1 and 2, make a 2-bar phrase that doesn't alternate. What's up, Rob? I am grabbing the first 2 measures out of the syncopated section of Ted Reed Syncopation, page 31, 33, something like that. But the concept is just any simple syncopated rhythm of quarters and eighth notes. You can apply flam taps and flammed mills. So, quickly review. I have 3 rhythms that I'm stealing from syncopation. 1 and 3, 4. And then 1, 2, and 4. Third one, 1, 2, 3, and. So 1 and 3, 4 becomes 1 and and 3, 4, and it alternates. 4, second measure, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 2, and 3, and 4, and third measure, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1. So put them all three together. 1 and 3, 4, 1, 2 and 4, 1, 1, 2, 3 and 1. There's a fourth bar. 1 and 3, 4, 1, 2 and 4, 1, 2, 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So the fourth bar, you just kind of improvise whatever you want. 1 and 3, 4, 1, 2 and 4, 1, 2, 3 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 3, 4, 1, 2 and 4, 1, 2, 3 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1. That's the concept. What is the goal? The goal is to just be able to freely improvise combinations of flam taps and flammed mills in interesting ways. So we'll see what I can do. Except I can't allow myself to do anything else. No Swisses, no flam accents. Just stick to flam taps and flammed mills. No need to apologize. I appreciate any and all questions. What would you say helped you the most to develop your micro time? Micro time versus macro time. Very different. I'll tell you exactly what I did. Metronome. This is what I did for many hours. You gotta find the fastest tempo where you can hear every note. You gotta develop your hearing. It's less about technique, it's more about your ear training. So how slow do you have to go before you can hear every millisecond? So that's 60. Try to make sure you can hear the click. So 16th note metronome, slow tempo with headphones so you can really hear the attack of the metronome. just singles. How slow do you need to go to have complete control over it? From my tests, you can hear if the click and what I was playing were the exact same sound, so if the click was doing whatever, 808 snare drum, and I was playing on a pad that was doing an 808 snare drum sample, I can hear 1 millisecond off. When you change the source and they're not identical, it's 10 milliseconds. It's kind of the threshold where I start to notice there's a gap. So you got to develop your ability to hear 10 milliseconds of delay. And you have to go slowly. It's not a technical thing. It's hearing it and then getting your hands to make the adjustments. I use downstrokes at first. And then eventually, see, as soon as I go to a more relaxed stroke, precision slips for a second. So that's what I'm currently working on, full strokes with the same precision as downstrokes. And just find where your tempo threshold is. So 60, it might even be slower than that for you. I think I started at like 50 or maybe lower. Singles. So just go through stick control. All right, so right hand lead's cool. Left hand lead, is that cool? Doubles. Not as tight. Just trying to close that gap. Left hand lead. Paradiddles. It's all the basics. Right, so then once I feel like I've got singles, doubles, and all the paradiddle inversions pretty tight, like I think I'm within that 10 millisecond delay. Improvise. This is a big part of what I taught for the past few years. Improvise with simple sticking rules. So singles, and then occasionally you can play a right hand double, no left hand double. So you're only adding in the option to throw in some right hand doubles. So you can control how difficult it is. But as soon as you start improvising, everything can kind of fall apart. So can you hold those 10 millisecond tolerance while also being creative and not rushing? So I'm only throwing in a few right hand doubles every once in a while. And just observing. Because what I found is we tend, as humans, when we get anxious, to speed up. And anxiety comes from not knowing the unknown. Improvising is exploring the unknown. So it's almost like you're learning how to control your emotions when you don't know what you're going to play until right before you play it. So then you don't rush and crush the space, and all of a sudden you're off the click. Kind of like developing your skills as a marksman. You got to control your heartbeat, control your breathing, control your mental energy. can I maintain that 10 millisecond tolerance? When you talk, it's an even extra step of confusion. Right, so that's kind of the basics, and then you just, the more doubles you add, the more complicated it gets, and then you can start throwing left-hand doubles, and then eventually you're just improvising stickings kind of freely. The left is bad for me. All right, so I'm playing 4-bar phrases. I'm freely floating between singles and doubles with intention and trying to maintain a consistent threshold of 10 milliseconds gap. And it's got to be at whatever tempo you can do that accurately. You can't fake it. You can't bullshit it. You can't, skip through the difficult combinations. Like, oh, that was bad, but it'll be better next time. You have to be brutally honest with yourself. If you can only play singles at 60 and not break for 30 seconds, then that's all you can do. And then next time, try starting with the left hand. And then maybe doubles, you got to slow it down even further to figure out the mechanics. For a long time, for me, it was frustrating because I could hear it and I couldn't fix it. But that's the best part. It's better for you to be able to hear the problem and then have your brain and your nervous system correct itself over time versus thinking you're accurate and then realizing you're not. So then you can't hear it. Okay, Brandon, let's get to your question. Just finished the Elvin Jones podcast. Could you touch on the Elvin triplet? I could hear you were changing between the patterns. Oh, yes. You couldn't hear, okay. So the Elvin triplet is 2 notes with the hands, 1 note with the foot. So the first variation is 2 hands, 1 foot. Yeah, it's not a technical issue, it's ear training. Ear training, timing is all about ear training. If you can't hear in time, you can't play in time. So you gotta go slow as you possibly need to before you can actually hear it and know with certainty that you're hearing it correctly. You're hearing yourself ahead, you're hearing yourself behind. You're hearing yourself dead on. Otherwise, you're just guessing and you're never gonna fix it because your body, you're just relying on reflexes versus controlling it with your brain. It's a long, torturous process. Some people were born with incredible nervous systems and things are accurate. That's why they become surgeons. That's why they become 3-point shooters in the NBA. Most of us don't have that. We have more jitter in our nervous system. So it takes a long time to refine it and find where is your maximum threshold. Shoot for 10 milliseconds. Okay, so back to the Elvin triplets. That's the first version. Second version starts with the bass drum. Third version is bass drum in the middle. Now what I was doing was going down the drums and then changing. So there's a double. Each time I get down here, I play a double. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm playing the other version. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's a weird cycle because there's 3 drums. So you've got 3 notes, 3 quarter notes of time before it shifts in 4/4. 1, 2, 3, shift. 1, can't count it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. So it's a 4-bar phrase. It just changes every 3 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Does that make sense, Brandon? Back to Reasonable, imagine later on. Yes, same thing with grooves. So I do the same thing with grooves. I sing every note. I sing the quarter note. I sing every note. I sing each part, like the bass drum part, snare drum part, right hand part, kind of to the point of being psychotic. Again, I want to control things. So I know if I can sing it in time, I can play it in time, then my body just has to catch up with my brain. Versus playing something, hearing that it's early, and then freaking out and making an adjustment. So I did that for a long time on gigs. It'd be kind of insane. I'd be back here, 1, 2, 3, 4, just to keep myself focused on controlling that quarter note. Okay, so you have those Elven triplets. If I turn this lavalier off.
One, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2.
So it's a cool phrase. For me, it was developed all kinds of stuff. Getting the 3 versions of the triplet, the Elven triplet, hearing this 3/4 kind of loping pattern. It's pretty effective, and that's just one version you can do. Oh, the other one I was doing, which was really weird. Do I remember it? So it's the same cycle. 1, 2, 3, and then change. 2, 3. But I'm doing snare drums alternating between, right hand's alternating between snare and floor, left hand is stuck up here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. That one's really deceptive.
One, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2.
So yeah, that's a recap of that. little mini Elvin Jones triplet lesson. I kind of rushed through it on the podcast just to kind of save time, but it's really about counting out loud and going slowly, hearing that 3/4. Any other questions? So going back to my original idea. So playing syncopation, so all those pages of syncopation that have just eighth notes and quarter notes. You can do the stuff with 16ths, but that's a different, you'd have to use alternating flams and like Swiss triplets and stuff. But any of those rhythms that just has eighth notes and quarter notes, you interpret every eighth note as a flam tap, and then every quarter note or longer as a flam de mille. So that first line of syncopation, if I remember it correctly, yeah, I don't remember the rest of it. So just that those first three measures, 1 and 3 4, 1 2 and 4, and then 1 2 3 and 1. This was an 80s or maybe early 90s Zildjian flat ride, flat ride, super freaking heavy. That Nicky Moon thinned it way down, hammered it up, and now it sounds really cool. I think I might start taking it out as a crash, kind of Charlie Watts vibe. I'm also loving the way that this signature snare sounds now with the calf tone. I'm not a huge fan of calf tones usually, but on this mahogany gum shell, it's a vibe, and it goes quickly to the kind of like Steve Gadd thing with a 2-inch muffling ring on it. Side note, you can't hear it, obviously, because it's not something that's audible, but I've had this you can't see it in here. All these angles are hiding it. But I've got this Porter and Davies BCX tactile monitoring engine in Throne. I have I think it's called the Gigster, is in the big studio. That's like the bigger one. This is like the really portable one. It's probably an 8-inch square box engine that drives the seat. Gives me a little kick. Super helpful for, especially when wearing in-ears, when sometimes you miss the bass drum low end. Got it just vibrating the seat a tiny little bit, and it helps me settle in a lot. I don't feel like I have to overplay the bass drum. Carter Beauford had said that at one point in time, that he makes sure that his monitor mix has a nice clean punchy low end, so he doesn't have to overplay the bass drum. So anyway, those aren't super cheap, but it's not too expensive. If you need something that would be cool for gigs, especially if you wear in-ears and don't have a sub or anything like that, I highly recommend it. So I've got a Beta 52 going into this, and then out of this into the mixer. So you're hearing it. It's a clean signal too. Then I have to adjust the level at all into my mixer. So it's just like a DI box with little juice in your caboose. All right. I'm going to film this lesson for real. Thank you for letting me test it out. Shoot me an email if you have any questions or requests at drumcandypodcast@gmail.com for the podcast or for future streams. And I will be back next week. Have a good Thanksgiving for those of you who are celebrating, and everyone else have a good weekend. I'll probably log back in on Monday. Ciao.